Hi, this is Tim Allen with the Flint Grit Courier, and we are coming to you live today with an interview with Gina Jendusa, correct?
Yeah.
Of Porter's Corner Cafe, which is a new cafe here in Philipsburg.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
So, why this cafe now? How did this all come about? and how did you bring this to fruition?
I have been thinking of this idea for a while now, and during the pandemic, I stopped working in restaurants and started baking bread at my house, and I started a micro bakery in my house, and have been cultivating that this entire time, and have just really missed working in restaurants and missed the camaraderie. And I know kitchen people, and I know that there's going to be like a big restaurant boom, because restaurants really got hit hard during all of that, and I just wanted to be a part of the boom. I guess.
And we lost a couple here in Philipsburg, and one of them came back down the street, and now this spot's getting filled.
Yep.
So let's touch on the micro bakery a little bit.
Sure.
What were you doing in that? What kind of things were you producing in that?
Mostly just loaves of bread.
Really? Just the bread? Or were you doing any kind of cookies or donuts?
I would make macaroons.
Oh, wow.
Occasionally, I would make pastries for the hotel, the Broadway hotel.
Oh, wow.
Like scones and muffins and cinnamon rolls. And
now, I know enough from watching some shows that macaroons are no easy feat.
No.
So, have you got some training in that area as far as what's your culinary background?
No training in macaroons, but I've worked in professional kitchens for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Now, and every time I start at a new restaurant, I always start out in dessert and salad station. So I'm well versed in desserts. And I kind of just really wanted to do it and wanted to do them right, and just learned it in and out and failed a bunch and figured out the tricks. And I got it to where they mostly work out all the time. Mostly. Sometimes there are always some wonky ones that I have to like go through and pull out, and everyone's always begging for those because they're free.
Well, yeah, the wonky ones look wonky, but they don't taste wonky.
They don't taste wonky. Yeah, I got no problem making those ones disappear.
So for most restaurants, it's generally either like a lunch dinner format or a dinner format. What made you choose this breakfast lunch format?
Well, I felt that Philipsburg really needed a solid breakfast option, and an early one. And I'm a baker at heart, and so I'm up early anyways. So I might as well cook some people some breakfast while I'm mixing dough and making bread and doing all this other stuff, right?
Right, sure.
Yeah.
So now I was looking at some of your menu options, and I guess we should say by the time people see this interview, you guys will have been open on Saturday the 18th?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
But I'm noticing, some of the things you've got for lunch, a grilled cheese, but I noticed that you guys have a biscuits and gravy. Now there was a place in Drummond that was well known for that is now gone. The wagon wheel is now gone the way of the dodo, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. So is there a secret sauce to that? I mean, obviously you don't want to give it away, but how well received has that kind of plate been for you in the past?
Pretty well. I make really fluffy biscuits. I have a layering secret that I like to do to like sort of laminate all of the flour with all the butter. I just cut it a bunch, layer it, stack it down, push it down so that there's just like 20 plus layers in this biscuit. So it gets pretty tall.
So that when you cut it, it's basically just a big bunch of fluffy layers. Wow.
Yeah, waiting to be fluffy layers. They're compact. They're pretty compact until you bake them, and that's when everything happens.
Very cool. So what are some of the other things that you kind of maybe are feature things that you'd want to mention to people when you look at this breakfast and lunch menu? You think are kind of your maybe signature things there?
I say definitely the brioche. Anything on brioche is going to be amazing. Brioche is it's like a donut but not sweet, and it's an enriched bread. Eventually I want to do a French toast. That's amazing on brioche. So the grilled cheese will be really good. The French dip is really good. I'm doing a eye of round roast. And then slicing it very thin with like a truffled arugula and a creme fraiche, and it's on homemade demi baguettes with an au jus served on the side. Soups are always good. I love making soups, but I guess the weather is getting to be where it's a little
kind of
too
soup
hot.
weather.
I'll bring a gazpacho in, a gazpacho or two.
And you know, I'm looking too just at the menus you guys have got up now, but everything looks really amazingly priced compared to some places that I think when you walk into, because this seems like a very, it's not like your diner kind of place.
Yeah.
It seems a little more upscale than that, but the prices don't look remarkably upscale. I mean, they look pretty affordable.
We try to use quality where it matters, and local ingredients as well. And you can actually get, if you work with what's seasonal, you can get stuff for a relatively good price. I don't know how much longer that's going to stay, but I'm hoping to be affordable for everyone. And I kind of want to have something for everyone. So like where we do have like the French dip, which is like a higher ticketed item, I want to have something like biscuits and gravy that's $7.50.
Right.
You know, for the, I don't know, for me, for the worker, you know, for people who
can come in and get breakfast,
who can come in and get breakfast.
And when you say some of the local stuff, so what are some of the items? You don't necessarily have to go into who, but what are some of the local items you've been able to source around here?
So I'm getting romaine and kale and sunchokes, all from around here. Rhubarb is a big one right now. Morels, that's a good one.
If your rhubarb dealer busts out on you, trust me, I've got a plant.
You got some extra?
I got a plant or two.
Okay.
I'll show you on my phone. I just harvested like
really?
10 cups or 12 cups yesterday.
Oh, great. I love rhubarb. I'll always take extra rhubarb. Eggs we can get pretty locally. Meats. All of our meats are pork sausage.
So it sounds like a lot of your basic stuff, except for maybe like flour and that kind of stuff, you're able to get here.
Even flour, I'm working with this company called Conservation Grains, and I forget where they're out of, but it's somewhere relatively close to Missoula, and they're growing and freshly milling all their own grains. So I'm using a couple different blends from them, like an old and ancient and a durum wheat. I'm making ciabatta tomorrow with this durum wheat flour that they grew and freshly milled.
Now, aside from what you have on the menu, I see some cases back there. Are you planning to have some baked goods that people can come in and just buy breads or whatever else you got going on kind of thing?
Yeah, I'll probably do a bake of bread, sourdough loaves once or twice a week, depending on what the demand is, like 10 or 15 loaves per. I do these bowls, which are really perfect and beautiful table loaves. It's a nice centerpiece.
Is that like a big round one?
Yeah, it's a big round one, and they're proofed in like rattan, like wooden bowls. So they have the rings around them, and they're quite nice to bring to a dinner party.
Oh, cool.
And so I'll sell those. I'll sell scones and muffins and probably some turnovers, some cinnamon rolls, some sticky buns. I have a lot of requests from people. Cream puffs.
Oh, there you go.
Maybe eclairs, tarts. I want to do like fruit tarts.
Wow.
You know, quiche. I want to have like little quiches ready and.
Sure. Wow. So it sounds like there's going to be a lot of options even off the menu that people can pick up and take away.
Well, that's what like all those little cards are for. Like you can see there's like a little posters. I'll just write whatever I've got going on and put it right in front of it and the price. And
sure.
For the day. You know, it's pretty much whatever I can get done right now. I got to hire some more people.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Good food and you're hiring local and you're sourcing local. I mean, you can't beat that. You know?
Yeah.
There's some statistic that when you shop local, like 67% of every dollar, 67 cents of every dollar stays local. Whereas if you buy something from even a chain that's in your town, there's only like 14 or 15 cents of that stay local. So that's really encouraging to hear that somebody's not only opening a business, but opening something that's going to help sustain the economy. So
yeah, I want to support our neighbors.
And so when you're open 7 days a week, 5 days a week? What's your schedule like?
5 days a week.
Okay.
To start Tuesday through Saturday, 7 to 4.
Okay. And that's 7 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Yes.
Just so people aren't confused.
No.
I don't know, anything else you can think of as far as what would you tell somebody who was looking at maybe coming to your restaurant for the first time?
Just
what should
hang
they
out.
expect?
I don't know. I want them to try the food, and I hope they like it, and come and hang out, and that's it.
All right, good
Simple.
enough. So Porter's Corner Cafe.
Yeah.
And what's the street address again?
136 West Broadway
136
Street.
West Broad Street. Or Broadway Street. So we encourage you to come down and try the food. I can tell you, there's not a lot going on in here right now, but it smells okay. It smells pretty good. So, so I think we're in pretty good shape. So please come on down, and they'll be opening on Saturday. This will probably air after Saturday, but on that, Tuesday through Saturdays, come on down and try Porter's Corner Cafe. Gina, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Tim.
All right, for the Flint Grit Courier, this has been Tim Allen.